Right, forgive the state of the van, just working on stuff. So, obviously we've made a start on trying to fit these seats that came out the front into the van, in the floor. So how we're doing that is I've bought some unwind rail. I've drilled through the floor, and then they will be held in place by these M8 bolts. Should go through. I'm going to sit them on top of a spreader plate. So I'm going to use 3 per unwind rail, so 1 at the front, 1 in the middle, 1 at the back. It means I can put 2 bolts, 1 in the front of this hole, 1 in the back, just to raise it up by about 3mm, 4mm. And then underneath, I'm going to use the same spreaders, but I'm going to use them sideways. So the bolt goes through the unwind rail here. That'll go through the centre of this, and that will spread across these 2 raised areas. I can do that every single bolt along the back here. So that will basically reinforce the seats, which will then be bolted down using these funky bolts. These are M2 crash rated, so they slide in here. Trying to do this one-handed. Try my strong hand. So they slide in here. The seat will pop onto there, and then again these clamp down, and as they pull up, they ain't going anywhere. I just need to figure out the torque settings, but if it's anything like the seats, it'll be sat at 44 newton meters for that. And then we will have a seat, and then the outside seat of this will have a lap belt. Utilise this here, and then this one come across, and then we will have travel seats that, by all of my research on the internet, will be compliant with all the regulations about fitting seats in the back of a van. So now I've just got to paint the holes that I've just drilled and then start the bolting down. And then for those that are wondering how I'm going to fit the flooring, so you'll quite clearly see the unwind rail I'm electing to bolt straight to the floor. So that means it's going to be sunk, because the batten, as you can see quite clearly here, it's below the batten. And I'm going to have floor, this thickness flooring on top, so it's going to be well and truly sunk below. But essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay the floor down, and I'm just going to route this shape so that they sit down into the floor perfectly flat with the flooring and straight onto the metal. And I just hope that I never have to take any of these bolts out or the rails out, or have to do anything with those, because it's going to be obviously under my floor. I'm going to have cabinetry and all sorts, so that might be, well, a moment to cry if that ever happens. However, all the bolts for removing the chair are going to be on the surface, so if I have to ever remove the seat, simply unscrew 5 bolts and jobs are good.